Peugeot are making some serious noise. I mean, look at this. It looks like a spaceship. And that's not the only noise they're making. They seem to be on their roll in the design department too. I mean, everything from this concept car to their small cars is looking rather fantastic these days. I mean, I also like this sort of trend of saloons coming back. It's kind of halfway between a saloon and SUV, and it does it rather well. What makes it so special though? Let's start at the beginning. The 408 does seem to break the mold more than most. The first thing I notice really is it's quite a nice place to be. And it's worth noting that this isn't even the top of the range one. That's the 408 GT, but we'll come back to that one a little bit later. Let's talk about the design first then. As much as it has the essence of a saloon, it is technically a crossover. It is also technically in the C segment, although it's the largest car I've ever seen in the C segment, that's for sure. For reference, the C segment has cars in it like this car's little cousin, the 308. The design of the car was inspired by a Peugeot concept car. The power comes from a 3-cylinder engine or a selection of 2 hybrid engines, which is what we're in today. This is the Allure Premium hybrid, and premium it is. A pure electric version should be coming in 2024, which should be nice and exciting, and make sure you're subscribed when I cover that one. The car rides about 4 centimeters higher than the 308 that it's loosely based on, but the roofline is a little bit lower. That's what gives it such a sporty exterior. Don't think though that that means you're squeezed for headspace. At 5'11", I'm a little bit above average, and I have plenty of room. It's not just the front that's roomy either. The back seat also seems to have quite a lot of room, even with the seat in my driving position. The boot also has plenty of space, even for a mat. The reason why the boot is so big is simply volume. It's got 535 litres of boot space. At the max with everything down, that's an insane 1,611 litres. To give you an idea of how much room that is, with the seats folded completely flat, there's actually enough room for a media team member to do a whole project back here. The length and width of the car, however, is fairly standard, just over 2 meters wide and just under 4.7 meters long. That begs the question then, how Peugeot have managed to make a car that's bigger on the inside. I guess must have had some tips from the doctor. What really gets me going though is the specification. At the time in the UK at the moment, there are actually 4 I guess. There's a first edition, but only 50 of those are coming to the UK. If I was to take a guess, those are already sold out, but you can give us a ring on the number on screen and double check if you do want a limited edition. You never know. The specifications then. So, the Allure, the baseline model as it were. Hold on to your hat because you do get quite a bit for your money here. You get automatic dual zone air conditioning with air quality system as well. You get dark tinted rear windows. You get electric folding door mirrors, electric mirrors obviously with courtesy approach lighting. You get an electrochromatic rear view mirror, rear parking sensors, a rear camera with a washer as well. I mean, watch this. You get ambient lighting, which is linked to the driver mode. You get driver modes obviously as well. You get fractal embossed fabric seats with Isabella leather trim and lumbar support too. And I must say the seats are absolutely fantastic. Supportive, comfortable, and best of all, they look really nice. The attention to detail is insane. You also get 17-inch alloy wheels as standard too. You get Peugeot's iConnect Advanced with TomTom SatNav, live updates as well, and over-the-air updates too. We had one in when we got in the car earlier. You get voice recognition with OK Peugeot command using natural language. I love voice commands, they've come on so far. Back in the day, it was just a case of call Tabitha, and it would reply, calling Jeff. But nowadays, no problem at all. You also get LED headlights as standard. You get front and rear signature daytime running lights and Peugeot smart beam assist as well. It's worth noting you get a 10-inch 1920 by 720p display, obviously DAB radio, you get Bluetooth, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you get 8 driver profiles to set too. You get 4 USB sockets, a digital gauge cluster, completely as standard. You get push button start and so much more. The list honestly is staggering. Actually, if you want to see every tiny detail down to the type of seat belts they use, I actually made a brochure video. You can click the little eye in the top right hand corner of the screen and you can go and check that one out if you want to. And what about the price for all of this? Well, at the time of filming, the Peugeot 408 starts from £31,050. If you want the 180 horsepower hybrid version like we've got today, that's £39,000. All Peugeots also come with a neat 8-speed automatic transmission for the 408, and it is buttery smooth. Oh, and if you're enjoying the video thus far, make sure you leave a like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. A little push of the button helps us out massively. It's free to subscribe and free to unsubscribe, and you can unsubscribe at any time. Moving over to the Allure Premium though, which is what we're in today. You'll add AEB S3 Advanced Emergency Braking. Hopefully you'll never need it, but it's nice to know that it's there if you do. You get rear cross traffic alert, adaptive radar guided cruise control. You get long range blind spot monitoring, acoustic laminated side windows that will stop any UV rays coming in and ruining the plastics over time. So even if you're buying a used 408 in a few years time, guess what? Everything inside here should still be nice and fresh. You get front sensors, keyless entry, 19-inch wheels, and you also get gloss black garnish. It certainly looks the business from the outside. It can get a little bit better, but we'll get over to that in a moment. The really impressive thing is that just over £1,000 more than the Allure will get you this car. It's actually quite staggering to think about it really. £32,175 at the time of filming. The new hybrid comes into play on this spec too, with a 225 horsepower powertrain starting from £42,225. There is a lot of sun in my eyes right now. And the finale of the lineup really truly does have everything you'll ever need, want, or could possibly desire. I suspect it would make a cup of tea for you and read a bedtime story to the grandkids. The final model in the range is called the GT. If you are interested in the GT, you may want to get yourself a pen and paper, because there's quite a lot to write down for this one. You get Peugeot's SOS and assistant technology. You get Lane Position Assist, or HIA 1.0. You get clean cabin technology that's linked to the automatic air conditioning for quality control monitoring as you drive along. You get a heated steering wheel too. You get a smart electric tailgate, which you can open with your foot to impress all your friends. The stitching becomes adamant green too. You get a frameless auto-dipping electrochromatic interior mirror. You get black roof lining to replace the lighter color that's in here. And at the time of filming, all of this starts from £34,650, with the top of the range 225 horsepower version coming in at £44,700. But what is that hybrid system about? Well, the hybrid has an 8-year, 100,000 mile warranty as standard. You also get a 12.4 kilowatt hour battery, which should see a range between 37.3 and 41.6 miles and a 0 to 60 of around 8 seconds depending on specification. And that means, well, it means that very simply you're going to be getting somewhere between 211 and 270 miles to the gallon. So that's all of the bases covered then. But what about the drive? There is, to be honest, no Peugeot in the Peugeot range that drives anything less than really well. You get, of course, the flat bottom, flat top steering wheel, as standard as you do across the rest of the Peugeot range, and that means you see the gauge cluster over the top of it, which is odd but quite satisfying when you start getting used to it, certainly. You also get the right amount of feel from the road as well. Not enough so it feels like vibrating and harshness, but enough that the car can tell you what's going on. The driving position in this car is honestly fantastic. I could see myself doing hundreds of miles in this thing. The car, I know, is based on a 308, and that car is a great car. I drove that last year, but it feels much more luxurious. More like this one feels sort of, I want to lay back and enjoy the drive. It can handle well, sure, but it's like that more relaxed approach. I think the big key player for me though is the interior. Everything from the quality of like even this little fabric here. There's no reason why this bit of fabric shouldn't feel as good as it does, and you can see and feel the quality in it. And then you've got these ambient lights that bathe you while you're next to it, flick it over into a different drive mode, have a nice sporty drive, or have a nice like luxurious drive. It honestly does seem to tick all the boxes. I still can't believe the size of the boot. That's the thing that surprised me the most about it. But why listen to me? Come and have a look or have a go yourself. Give us a ring or an email. Numbers on screen right now. If you want to see the 308, videos on screen. Or of course, you can watch another video from us too. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you if you subscribe too. It means a lot.